A Cuban family has been stuck in Juárez, Mexico for months. They're seeking political asylum in the U.S.
Desgraciadamente fuimos aceptados y tenemos miedo de permanecer aquí, de seguir aquí.
When they finally cross the border, they're taken into custody, and after 2 days in detention, they're sent right back to Mexico. For asylum seekers, making their case at the border is just one small part of navigating a vast legal system that determines who gets to live in America. The conversation around immigration tends to start here, where plans for a towering border wall are starting to take shape at the direction of President Donald Trump. But for decades, the immigration courts, run by the Department of Justice, have decided the fate of those trying to live in the country. Now, crushing caseloads and shifting administration policies have landed the already overwhelmed system in unprecedented turmoil.
A judicial system that takes 5+ years to get a resolution on a case is not one that's functioning properly.
The Associated Press found immigrants navigating the court system are confronted with challenges at every step to becoming a legal resident. The sheer volume of cases has led to double, sometimes triple-booked hearings. The court's docket has swelled to 1 million cases, more than doubling since 2016. Judges are now scheduling hearings for several years out.
2019, my apologies.
Disculpe.
Prior to May.
Language barriers present a messy problem of interpreters,
Let me rephrase that.
adding to confusion in the courtroom.
Estos son los papeles que dan
Most immigrants end up having to navigate immigration law on their own without an attorney. And an increased number of detention facilities in remote locations keep many migrants out of the reach of lawyers. Roughly 1,600 male detainees were being held at the Stewart Detention Center in Lumpkin, Georgia, about 140 miles southwest of Atlanta.
Just the fact that you're detaining people in such rural, isolated places makes it not only difficult for the person themselves to fight their case, but it even makes it nearly impossible for them to get attorneys to represent them.
The dysfunction here is really the point. The administration has made it very clear repeatedly that one of their goals is to limit immigration to the United States by making it so difficult and putting up so many obstacles in the path of people who want to come here, especially asylum seekers, that people will simply give up.
For its part, the Justice Department's Executive Office of Immigration Review says it's striving for efficiency. They're finally moving court files to an electronic system, and they're adding interpreters, judges, and clerks to try to keep up with the swell of cases. The courts did work in favor of Andres Irigoyen. The 27-year-old from Ecuador was granted asylum last November in Chicago. He was brutally beaten by gang members in his home country for being openly gay.
I was afraid of they do the same thing to me, or even worse, they could kill me.
Both Irigoyen and his attorney were ready to put up a fight in the courtroom.
And I'm so relieved. I was really nervous about this case. I have to hold on to it myself as well as a win, because there's just so much negative attention on the immigration system right now. There's this thing called asylum, but we're not protecting it in the way that we have in the past.
Noreen Nasser, The Associated Press, Chicago.